So welcome to Just Another Wednesday with Jimmy and Jesse. So today we decided to do a solo show, right? Where we thought for a while there, I was thinking and trying to look at lineups and who we can invite and stuff like that. And we started talking. And what did you tell me? What were you saying?
That I thought that people maybe should get to know us first before they
Yes.
start to get to know all of our
Yes, exactly. You were like, why don't you not get ahead of yourself here for a second? Because no one knows who we are or what's going on. And I was kind of a little bit ahead of myself, just getting excited. So we decided to do a solo show and talk about ourselves for a minute, just so you guys can get to know us and we can share who we are. So
who are you?
So, my name is Jimmy, and we've been married now for 9 years. We have 3 beautiful little kids, and I mean, we kind of live the average American life. We hustle for work. My beautiful wife is a stay-at-home mom, so she's got like 7 jobs. And like I said before, this is something that I definitely wanted to start to spend more time with you, because for one, I work a lot and the opportunity for overtime is there, so I do what I can to make the money that we need as much as I can, and it definitely doesn't leave a whole lot of time for you guys. And I figured this is something that you always say communication is bad, so, or I'm bad at communication, so I thought, maybe, hey, we can start this and, this will be our little thing, and we can leave an hour where we talk and we have fun and we enjoy friends on here and we make this our little thing. Now, I am super excited for our 10-year that's coming up in May. And we've been talking about doing trips and vacations and stuff like that, and there's been a couple different talks. We're in discussion of it, but that's something that I'm looking forward to. I grew up here in Denver, Colorado, and in a split family where I had a lot of support for sports and a lot of family. I have a huge family. Most of it is right here in town and in the outskirts and smaller towns around Denver. And yeah, I mean, a lot of support, a lot of friends, big groups of people. Sometimes I find it hard to juggle everybody, and we definitely, if we don't see you or I don't answer a phone call, doesn't mean I don't love you. Definitely do. What about you, baby?
I'm a mom. I don't know what to talk about with myself.
Like, tell us about where you come from.
I come from Colorado.
Well, where were
I
you
was
born?
raised here. I lived in Texas for 6 months. I was born in Texas.
Mm-hmm. So you're not a Coloradan. You don't get the true pure blood, is what I'm getting at. You don't get a call.
So we lived in Iowa most of my childhood up until we were 7, and then we lived in Golden, Colorado.
Yeah. Okay.
And then Golden, and then we lived in the mountains for 3 to 4 years, and then Littleton the rest of my life.
Yeah. Which we met
Freshman year of high school.
first day of freshman year of high school.
Very first day, yeah.
Freshman orientation.
Yes.
Yeah.
I noticed the guy with the really giant head from across the gymnasium.
That's how I got him back then.
It was this giant head and a burgundy shirt.
Well, I mean, they say signs of a big head, back in the day it was like a sign of fertility.
You're so full of shit.
So, it wasn't even, you couldn't help it, is what I'm saying. It was in your genes to be attracted to a big head.
I think it would have been just safer to go with that it means you have a big brain.
No. It's definitely a sign of fertility.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, back with cavemen and stuff like that, that was the biggest thing, is who's going to be fertile and take on and create more babies and carry the genes. So it was something that you couldn't even help. But I remember we were all in lines in the gym, and I noticed you for the first time. And
in lines, like military lines?
Yeah, you don't remember they lined us all up in different lines, and we were like, they had to sit down and they talked about stuff, because it was the first day of freshman orientation. So like, we started a day ahead of everybody else.
Like every other high school.
I'm sure, yeah. And we all met in the gym, and then they separated us. I don't know how they separated us. Duck, duck, goose or something.
I think it was just numbers. I think it was like...
You sit on a dot, or whatever number,
one,
or whatever.
Your group 2, your group 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and however many groups they had. And
right.
We just happened to be in the same group.
And we drove everybody nuts in that class.
I wish I could remember who was in that group with us, to see if they could remember it, because that'd be kind of fun to hear those people talk about it.
That would be really fun.
Yeah.
But I do remember we were playing games, like, to get to know our names and stuff like that.
Get to know
and I knew your name and you knew my name, and that was for damn sure. Because it was...
You didn't care about anybody else?
There was like someone in the middle, and like a name was shouted and you had to go to that person. You remember, like, the person in the middle had to like go to that person, and if they didn't shout someone else's name, by the time they got touched, they were in the middle or something like that. And we just kept being like Jesse. And you'd be like Jimmy, and we were Jesse, and then that person was like, "God damn it,"
stupid.
you know.
Like, we're so stupid.
So, she was giving me the eyes, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah.
Oh my god.
You know. And yeah, at that point, thank you, baby. Definitely, definitely started a 4-year continuous flirt, escapade. Is what I would call it.
A flirtscapade?
Yeah.
Okay.
The off and on flirting and giving each other eyes from across the hall and
trying to intimidate every girl who tried to date you.
See, I didn't know about that.
Whatever. You had to know.
I did not know about that.
I was so mean to all your girlfriends.
Well, I didn't know. Like, we weren't necessarily like hanging out every weekend, so I didn't know you were mean to people like that.
Yeah. I would always tell people, like, if they wanted to be my friend, they couldn't date you.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
You had lots of friends.
I was kind of territorial.
It's okay.
Are you saying I didn't have a lot of friends?
No, I said you had lots of friends.
Thanks.
I said you had lots of friends. I didn't date many people in high school.
It worked a couple times.
Yeah.
And then that one girl, I kept telling her, you can't even be with him. You guys look like you're related. The Jen girl. I kept saying, you guys look identical.
Did not look
you
related.
Look like brother and sister.
No,
it's
we
awkward
did
to
not.
see you guys together.
We did not
She broke up with you because of me. You're welcome.
I thought she broke up with me because I didn't call her one time when I knew she was sick.
It was probably that too.
I had a wrestling tournament and I called and she was like, I can't
because
believe.
I was like, in my brain it was like, I intimidated her enough to break up with you.
Gotcha.
Yeah. It probably had absolutely nothing to do with me.
You never know. Some people get very easily intimidated. I mean, there's people that get bullied every day in this country, and it's a very big problem. And you were started it.
I shouldn't laugh about that. That's not funny.
You did laugh
It is
about
like a serious problem.
So then what happened?
Yeah.
Tell
what
us.
do you mean? What happened?
Just tell me, so from then on.
Then we graduated, and we still stayed really good friends, and then we started dating when you were around 21. Like,
Before my 21st birthday.
no, because you tried to...
It was before my 21st birthday.
Yeah, but you asked me to be your girlfriend, but you were going to Vegas for your 21st. And I said, you can't, I won't be your girlfriend until after because you need to go to Vegas, have a good time. And when you come back, then I'll be your girlfriend.
Oh, times were good.
Times were raunchy?
No.
Sounds like times were raunchy?
No.
But you came back from your birthday trip and gave me a necklace. That was the first necklace you gave me.
I was a baller. It was like $180.
Actually, that was like the second time you gave me jewelry, because the very first time you gave me jewelry was freshman year.
I was a G with that stuff, and I shower you with gifts still to this day.
No. I could use more.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yes, so I got back, and I wasn't... No. We went out downtown
No, we dated all the
for
time.
my 21st birthday because I was already 21 going to Vegas.
Yeah, obviously you had to be 21.
Yeah.
And you needed a license because they wouldn't take the paper
Right,
one.
right.
So we celebrated your 21st with Kemina
Yeah.
downtown.
Yep.
And those old ladies were going crazy over you.
It's a curse.
They
It
were like
really is a
loving
curse.
you.
I know it's
It was actually really fun.
it's
I actually
my
had a really
it's
good
my
time.
curse to bear. I would never wish that upon anybody. But
Yeah, you don't sound like a douche at all. I think people are getting your true personality here.
so I'm getting probably my cheeks are getting a little rosy. I can tell.
Oh, you can feel it?
I can feel it. So today we're drinking Elkins Colorado whiskey. So each show we want to invite people on and enjoy a drink with our friends, and we want to ask them what they would like to drink and go and maybe explore my avenues because I don't drink a whole lot of hard alcohol and stuff like that. I was a beer drinker for a long time. I'm just now trying to give up some beer. It's sitting too much in my midsection, and I think I'm allergic
So,
to beer or something.
well, clearly you're allergic to this too.
No, this is just side effects of getting a buzz.
Oh,
So-
it kicked you quickly.
So Elkins Colorado whiskey, it's made in Estes Park, Colorado.
So good. They're so
Very
nice.
good.
They're like the nicest people ever.
They have a distillery off of Main Street, and then they have a shop on Main Street. And they do whiskey tastings right there. I've done it twice now, just because it's free and you walk in and they give you whiskey. But this one,
Sample sizes. Of
sample
whiskey.
sizes, but it definitely, taking them, like, having the samples side by side definitely lets you taste the difference of them. And this is my third bottle, because we bought 3 different kinds so far.
Yeah, we've tried peach,
We've tried the,
apple.
yes, the
And
first,
then this one's a limited edition. They don't make this one anymore, right?
that is correct. So the first one that we bought is a whiskey that is aged in peach wood barrels. And it doesn't give you any kind of fruity flavors or anything like that. It's just a different taste is what I can say. And then we bought the apple cider liqueur, where they leave the pulp actually in there.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a hazy looking, it actually settles at the
You have
bottom.
to shake it.
Yeah, they say they do that so that you know that it's not made with any like artificial flavorings or syrups. This one is aged in red wine barrels, so it definitely gives it a strong like Merlot bite at the end of it, which is really good. But yeah, so back on topic, my face is getting a little red, so I can feel it. So yeah, since then, we started dating, and so we started dating slightly before my birthday. So my birthday was
I
in
think it was
April,
like February we started dating.
and I asked you to marry me on the 10th of May.
Yeah.
Yes, very classy proposal. Very classy.
It's very romantic.
She was hinting like, if you like it, then you better put a ring on it. If you like it, then you better put a ring on
That
it.
ring came out like so many years later. Or that song came out so many years later.
Well, I'm just saying, you were hinting at stuff like that. And it was like the day I bought it, it was just burning a hole in my pocket. I had it for a total of like 3 hours. From purchase to asking her to marry me. Got slightly lightheaded, I think.
You only had it for 3 hours? You didn't even wait a full 24 hours before asking me?
No, I bought it that day. You were at work, and
We had plans to go out with a friend.
yeah, I bought it that day.
Yeah.
And immediately went home, waited for you to come home. You showered, and I asked you. I was like, I gotta do it. I gotta do it.
Yeah, it was in the bathroom.
I wasn't in the bathroom. You were coming out of the bathroom. It was in the bedroom. It was very romantic.
They're connected.
Super romantic.
It was very romantic.
It was much like, if you can't picture this, if you've seen Creed 2, it's exactly like that.
I don't think I've seen that. Have I seen that?
I just watched it the other day.
Oh, that's cheating. Was
It's
it
the exact
exactly
same.
the
It reminded me of the old, except for she was deaf, so he was like asking her and she wasn't looking at him, and then she's like, oh. But it was the same shit. He was like going nuts, about to throw up, you know.
I didn't know you felt like you needed to throw up.
Well, I mean, it's like the
That's
biggest.
what every woman wants to hear.
It's the biggest
you
decision,
said.
like the biggest thing you're gonna ask somebody, you know.
Yeah.
And even though you've been hinting, I was still unsure that it was gonna happen, you know.
I'd say yes.
I was shitting my pants. I never asked anybody. I didn't really talk to girls.
You
Like,
just
I was
slept with them all
terrible.
the time.
Yeah, you just like, so.
Do your man thing. Move on.
But like, I never like, I had a hard time talking to girls and stuff. So like, now I'm living with somebody and about to ask them to marry me, and I was like, oh my god, what is going on? Like, it was hard. But you said yes. Made me very, extremely happy. One of the happiest days of my life. And then we went and you paraded me around in front of a bunch of gay men.
It was so fun. Was that not so fun?
It was a great time.
We went to Vinyl, and one of my coworkers loved Vinyl and was also gay, and we just happened to be like, yes, we've never been.
Yeah.
Like, let's try it out. And
Well, we had plans before.
try it out.
Yeah, let's try it out. Try it out. Piss on me, beat me, you know?
I don't think you can say that.
Why?
I don't know, because it's somebody else's podcast.
No, try it out.
Okay.
And yeah, so we had plans before.
It was so fun.
Because here's like, so at the time I worked in the construction side of HVAC. So you would visit me here and there at work, maybe bring me lunch and stuff. You worked at Aeropostale. I'm probably butchering that.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like every day you were working, you were like, come see me. Come see me.
Yeah.
Every job you've had, you've been like, come see me.
Yeah.
You went to school, you were like,
I
come
like
see
attention.
me. Come see
I
me.
need lots of
Come bring me
attention.
this. Come see me. I forgot this. Come bring me, you know. And
I'm a needy Nelly.
so
Very needy.
one of her coworkers, so obviously if I'm there all the time, we're all gonna like
Be friends.
be friends, yeah. And he was a very cool guy, and I don't even know what happened to him.
I don't even know his last name now.
But he invited us out, and we were like, oh, definitely, we'll go out. I don't care, you know,
We
we'll
had
have some
so
fun.
much fun.
And it was a very fun time. We went, was it the church?
No, it was Vinyl.
It was Vinyl on Sunday nights, which was gay night, and I just asked her to marry me, so she's walking around with a big smile on her face, and she's like basically walking around like this, you know. The doorman's like ID, and she's like, so, and yeah, it was a good time. It was very fun. We didn't stay real late. I think we were excited.
We were so excited.
We were excited to go home and, you know,
I don't remember that part.
seal the deal, put a stamp on it, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh my god. I'm sure that did happen.
Yeah. Then.
We were married a year later.
Yeah, we set the date. We didn't set the date for the exact day. We set for the 20th.
Yeah, which I regret. I wish we would have had a fall wedding. If I could go back, I would want a fall wedding.
Why?
Because I think the colors are beautiful. Like the most beautiful in autumn.
But in Colorado, it's such a gamble.
It's worth it. The colors are so pretty.
Knowing our luck, it would have snowed
anyway.
3
It snowed the
feet.
weekend before we got married, May 20th.
It snowed the weekend before.
Yeah, so it was
In
on
Colorado,
Monday, remember?
no.
Our
In
wedding
Colorado, it
on
was
Monday.
beautiful. Our wedding photos are beautiful.
Ew, no they're not.
It was awesome. And then
No,
there was
they took us to a dead bridge, remember?
there was Catskills and stuff. That was the scene.
It was terrible. I was so sad, but I was also so excited I didn't even care about the pictures.
That was the scene. And then
Our wedding was definitely a party. Like I don't feel like everything you think you're gonna care about, we didn't care about.
no, we had a blast.
We just partied.
We had a blast. We had a lot of fun guests, and everybody came to party. It
We
was
got
very
married
fun.
at Evergreen Lake House.
I think
It
we
was
were like
gorgeous.
the first one at everybody to get married.
What do you mean?
Get married?
What do you mean out of what?
Like all our friends from high school and everything?
A lot of your friends weren't even married or aren't even married.
That's what I'm saying. I think we were the first ones that are like all our
out of
friends.
all of your friends that I know, the only people who are married is one of them.
I mean, I was the first one married out of all my siblings.
Yeah. But I feel like it was cheating because we knew each other. What was that? 6-7 years before we started really hardcore
right.
dating. So it's like we knew who each other was. We didn't have to get to know each other.
Oh, 100%.
Like when we finally became an official boyfriend and girlfriend unit, it was like we'd known each other forever. There was no getting to know you period. I didn't feel like.
Right.
Or I guess maybe we got to know each other's personalities and not just each other's mouths. And
There was a lot of time of making out and stuff like that. Yeah. There was
That's terrible.
the sexual tension was definitely there. You know.
well, yeah, I made you wait 10 years before you even got in my pants. It wasn't 10. It was
She
like how
regretted
long?
it. She regretted it.
So we met in 2002.
We graduated in 06, yes, so 2002.
So we met 2002. So we were 14.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't get together till we were 23.
No.
No,
21.
we had guitar at 23. I was 23.
21.
No, you were 22 because we started dating at 21. We didn't
We
get
didn't
married
wait
till
till
the following.
marriage. I'm
Oh,
talking
no,
about
we didn't
shooting
wait.
ropes.
Oh yeah. Okay, so 21. You were 21, so
Yeah.
14 to 21.
Yeah.
That was a long time.
7 years.
I made you wait a long time. You knew me for a long time.
In my mind, I was all over it.
Oh my god.
I did a lot of things to you in my mind.
Oh my god! You can't
What?
say that!
I just did. There was a lot. There was
Oh my god, I
no
can't believe you
stone
said that.
unturned in
Oh
my mind.
my
If you know what
gosh.
I'm saying.
Okay, Mr. Missionary Only style.
What? There's some toe sucklage.
Sucklage? Sucklage? Is that a word?
I'm creating
Sucklage?
words now.
Okay.
Yeah, but back to the wedding. The wedding was cool. We went to Evergreen. If you've ever been to Evergreen, Colorado, Evergreen Lake House, beautiful. There's a golf course right next to it. I mean, it allowed my dad to go chase some elk while
Yeah.
on the golf course while they were down there.
Mhm.
Really cool, really fun time. The after party we partied so hard at the wedding.
Oh my gosh, there was no after party. We went and I remember passing out on your cousin's couch. Like we went there.
We both fell asleep, like
and
just
then
like old people.
everyone-
Like,
And I just remember everyone was like, "Don't you want to get out of your wedding dress?" And I was like, "No." And I slept in that wedding dress.
and then like
I didn't want to take it off.
my buddy's uncle was the one who drove us in the limo to the party,
Yeah.
so we felt weird like not doing maritals in the limo.
Oh
remember?
yeah, we didn't kiss or anything in there.
You
We
were all
really
like, you
awkward.
thought he was watching, and I was like, let him watch. And you were like,
Oh,
no.
God, no, that was not my jam. No, that wasn't my jam.
Yeah, we totally
And then
we partied way too hard.
Mercedes graduated the next day, so we had an early
we
morning,
were in
then
Vegas.
and then we were in Vegas.
We went
by
straight to
that
Vegas.
evening.
Yeah,
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 it was boom boom.
very fun.
And then we got pregnant 2 months after our marriage with Katara.
Yeah, you're fertile myrtle. I just talked dirty to you. Remember?
Yeah.
I was working out of town in the mountains, and I just talked dirty to her. Next thing you know, she was pregnant. I don't know what
Yeah,
happened.
and then
I'm that potent.
we had our middle child, and then
Yep.
6 years later we had our last child.
Yep.
Want to have another one?
No, I'm already snipped.
Let's have another
The
one.
minute we found out Cody was healthy, I got snipped.
Let's have another one.
Yeah.
Thumbs up for another ones.
We're not taking online votes at this time. But through our endeavors and us cohabitating, so I'm just gonna come out and say I think something is following you. Now I'm gonna go weird, little weird with it, but
I think we should wait to talk about that, like Halloween-ish.
I mean something literally just happened.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure more is gonna happen by next Halloween.
I mean, I welcome you.
So
to-
I lived in this townhome for like 3 years before she ever moved in. By myself, just bachelor pad. I walked around the house naked, barely turned any lights on. I'd sleep on the couch. I'd sleep in the second bedroom, the first bedroom, wherever I felt. And nothing weird, nothing. The minute my wife moves in, we got weird shit falling off the walls. We have the edge of the couch lifting up and just like dropping, like thump, like it just slipped off your fingers as you're lifting it. We got dryers that were upstairs just slamming shut. Weird shit.
Yeah.
So what the hell? Are you just a
I
medium?
don't know. Like,
I mean, it's definitely unwanted, and she's not like proclaiming to be a medium or anything like that.
no.
But shit follows her. Because it all started, I think, and it was every time we did something to the house. Remember, you would be like, we need to change this. Because she moved in and was like, this isn't going to fly. I had like, what, an orange wall?
Everything was covered in porn, hard socks.
Whatever.
Hard, dirty socks.
I used the
Your
best cotton towels.
Your walls were nacho cheese yellow.
I thought it was like beach color.
So
I wanted like beach
nacho
champy
cheese
kind of thing.
yellow. And then there was like Native American stuff everywhere, but nothing matched. So it was like cool because you had like this Native American-ish vibe, which I like. However, I mean, maybe that did go with nacho cheese.
I thought of it
your
like
couch was like shit brown.
It was red.
Ish. It was brownish red.
That was just because I slept on it naked. The oils from my body. The oils from my body made it brown.
That's gross. And then I remember the first time I tried to take a shower at your house and it was full of towels like up to the rim. And I was like, I'll just go home.
Where else do you put wet towels?
You wash your towels.
Well, I did with the
when there was none left. So
Here
what
is my
did
theory
you do
with
with the towels?
Here is my theory with
like
that.
you pulled them in and out every time you took a shower, or you just never showered?
I pulled them out and then I used them as the wet carpet, like to step on the towels as I'm going to my room.
Do you miss that?
It was very efficient. Because now, like, you get stuff on the floor, you go back and wipe it. That didn't happen when you had 3-4 towels laying on the ground.
No. You're being so nice to yourself. It was not 3 or 4 towels. It was covered in towels.
I would wash them.
And then you had like a black ring.
It was not a black ring.
It was grotesque.
The tub was designed that way.
Oh my god, we need a new thing. And then I just went in there with some like scrubbing bubbles, let it sit. One spray, came back, let it spray one more time, and it came right off. And I was like, oh no, he's just filthy.
No.
Yeah, it was like a
You know me. I
hardcore
shower
towel.
twice a day.
Oh, I'm not saying your hygiene's bad. I think you're very clean. I'm saying your cleanliness in a home is pretty ratchet.
I mean, I would say I'm cluttery. I'm not filthy. What?
Yes, absolutely to one of those. But then the other one also follows as a yes.
How so?
You are also
You act like I'm
filthy.
like picking my boogers and going like this, like.
If it was an option, I mean, should I check under there?
Hey, I had one episode as a kid where we had bunk beds and I did my little sculptures on the wall. Okay.
Oh my god! So you're already admitting that you rub boogers
I
on
was
walls.
little. I was like 8 years old. But it was not.
We need to have your mom on here so she can really tell us
We
how
don't
that
need to
all
have
is.
her mom. Okay. But my laundry got done, towels got done, I vacuumed.
I don't even believe that all your laundry got done because there were so many hard socks.
There was not hard socks.
Everywhere.
I always cleaned up with a towel.
And
a
lotion.
Nice cotton towel.
He had lotion everywhere. Like lotion on
I did
the
have lotion everywhere.
It was
I had-
everywhere.
Yeah.
On every single table.
They're called masturbation stations. Okay? That's what they're... When you're a single guy, what are you to do?
And that's also why there was hard socks everywhere. Because of the masturbation
From the age
stations.
of 19 to 21, I had a full-time job with a bunch of overtime. Like, I didn't have a whole lot of time to go party in the middle of the week
But
like a
you
lot of my
had
friends
soft
to find
hands.
girls. I did have nice soft hands.
Yes, you did.
Yeah. They left no stone unturned for you.
No.
So, I would say cluttery. Because I did wash everything.
Yeah.
I washed my sheets. I was on that shit.
I would say your dishes were always clean and stuff. Like nothing matched though. You had the craziest assortment of dishes, and it was just.
But I don't need anything to match.
crazy.
I will survive without matching shit. Totally, 100%.
Yeah.
Do not need matching shit.
So yeah, everything changed quickly when I moved in.
Yeah, because everything then needed to match. Like that next week.
Yeah.
I think by the time you moved in and we had to go to Bed Bath & Beyond, I spent like $700
On bedding.
on just bedding.
Because I wouldn't sleep in a bed another woman had ever slept in. That wasn't gonna
I mean the
happen.
mattress. We just got rid of that mattress like a year ago.
I know, that's so gross, huh?
I love that mattress.
Actually,
We've been through some good times.
No,
with
it
that
was
mattress.
like 3 years ago because it was like a couple years after we moved in this house. But still.
Yeah.
That mattress should have been gone a lot sooner. I just needed clean sheets. That's what mattered.
Nah.
Yeah, ew.
Now, that was the first time you were like, oh, we just need to grab these. And I was like, is there 1,000 thread count? And you were like, no. And I was like, I only sleep in 1,000 thread count.
Yeah, but those sheets you had before were really insanely soft, and we've never found sheets like that ever again.
Because they were bamboo. The ones I had in there before we bought that were bamboo.
Yeah.
And yeah, bamboo is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were the green ones.
Oh, you know what we could talk about is that one time when we went to a funeral and it was like a high school
We
reunion.
don't need to talk about that.
And we sat in a circle, and I had all these people who
No,
were
no, no.
acquaintances, not friends. I wouldn't say they were friends, but they were good acquaintances. More definitely your crowd of friends, like more your girlfriends.
Definitely a bunch of my buddies. We had a friend pass away shortly after high school. A good friend that we played football with, and we all went to the funeral. We invited everybody back to the house.
Everyone was trashed.
We decided to go to Q's for a while. Right?
That's where we left, was Q's.
And then went to the house.
No, people didn't come back to the house. I was a little grumpy.
Oh, okay. Well, why don't you go ahead and tell us?
Yeah. So all the men go to the bar to get drinks, and somehow it comes up of how many of the females here had been with Jimmy LaCrue, and every single girl present had been with my husband. Talk about a reality check. I was like shocked, and then we left. And we never hung out with any of them again.
No. To be fair,
it was shocking to me. I was so embarrassed.
To be fair,
so
every
grossed out.
every one of them were good friends.
They were good girls. They're very nice girls.
No, but they were my friends. It just like on a like.
I don't sleep with my friends.
It just happened from like it wasn't like I kept going back. It was like they were good friends, and we would have drinks. I got a party or something. Something would happen, and then we just moved on, and we were still friends. We're like it wasn't like I was trying to get with these girls still or anything like that. They were still friends. It just, it was a mature relationship. Sometimes these things happen, babe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awkward.
So, for those of you who tuned in last week, we had a little bit of a ride or die situation with my wife, where she decided to rat me out at Chipotle.
No!
And for what? $5 difference in my burrito?
Yeah, like $5. You were stealing $5 of steak meat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to steal it.
Yeah, you
and
were.
Eat it and enjoy it as a regular burrito.
And I made you be truthful.
Yeah.
Because I'm a good person.
So then today...
It wasn't today.
No. A couple days ago, we go to buy a stove. Okay? Now, I think we're making headway, and I think she's learning over time.
I learned in 1 week's period of time.
It was crazy. So we go and get a stove, and the guy is telling us, hey, we can deliver it, but it's going to be like 3 weeks away. And I'm capable of taking this out of the truck, but it would need a hand. We don't really have a whole lot of hands available, so we were like, let's just deliver it and make it easy. We didn't want to wait 3 weeks, so he goes, well, it's like a $75 extra charge, but we'll just like make an extra stop. And we're like, let's do it. He's upcharging us on everything else,
Like,
you're gonna
this is a fee, this
you're
is
gonna
a
need
fee.
a cable, and oh yeah, well, the little fry basket it's supposedly, it's an air frying stove, but the basket is $50. So that's $50, and we're like, shit, he's just upcharging, and then he's like, everything look all right, and I'm looking, and I don't see the $75 fee. And I don't say a fucking word because I'm ride or die. And I think she's oblivious until we end up paying, and then he goes, oh shit, he goes, I didn't charge you for the $75. He goes, you know what, don't worry about it, I'll take care of it. And we're like, oh, thank you. When knowing good and well I could have corrected him beforehand. We walk out, and
You're so proud that you're dishonest.
I'm proud of you. We walk out, and she goes, I totally saw that he wasn't going to check. And I was like, oh, You weren't going to rat us out? I was like, the other day she ratted us out for $5, and now here's a guy trying to charge us $75, and she doesn't say a peep. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we are making an impression on her.
You grew a little bit.
Just a little.
Yeah. But don't try to steal steak meat. I don't know if I can
She has stock in Chipotle or some shit that I don't know about. Because she was hell-bent on me not getting away with that. But, needless to say, I think this whole conversation started from us trying to talk about ghosts.
Oh, he really wants to talk to you guys about ghosts. But I don't know how you want me to elaborate on it because I don't necessarily think it's something following me. My sister used to tell me all the time it's something following me. You keep telling me it's something following me.
Okay.
But you see shit too.
No. If your sister says something's following you, if I say something's following you, and other people are saying that you're getting followed by something, there's only one common denominator.
You married me.
So, I mean, even today, I'm cooking, you know.
We should talk about it out loud.
Babe, the worst thing that's going to happen is it's going to take you.
Oh, that's
I have
not
life
nice.
insurance. It's okay. The kids will have an affordable daycare.
Oh my goodness.
So, I don't know where the door closes.
Yeah.
And we have an ornament, a little sled ornament on like the doorknob right now, and it's like hanging. And I'm cooking, and she goes, "Jimmy, get in here now." And I'm like, "What? What did I do? Like, what's going on?" And she
Because
goes,
last week it opened, or it was like 2 weeks ago it opened.
The door opened. Yeah. Yeah.
But it's not like a door where our doors swing in. Everything has a latch, so it literally, you heard the door unlatch. And
The
then
doorknob
pushed
turned
open.
and it opened.
It was crazy.
Now, 90% of the time, I do not acknowledge what happened. She'll be like, "Did you just see that?" And I'll be like, "No." And she'll be like, "The door's fucking open." And it's like swinging open. And I'm like, "Oh, it did?" And I'll go and close it. There was no denying it. I think we were both sitting here on the couch, and it literally just... And every time she jumps in my lap like a Great Dane, ready to be pet, you know?
Scary.
And, I mean, she's been whistled at.
I've been whistled at twice.
Twice. And then you passed it on to her daughter.
Sitting down on my couch watching TV.
I was working.
Yeah. In my own home.
Anyway.
Yeah. I just
She
got
called
the
me.
chills. I just got the chills.
She called me one time, like, "How do I get into the safe? I need the gun. Someone's in the house." And I'm like, "What the hell?" She's like, "Me and the kids are all in the room. Someone's in the house." I'm like, "Are the doors locked?" She's like, "Yes." And I'm like, "What is going on?" And you heard ruckus downstairs?
Yeah, and there was nothing there.
And, I mean, there's been I have only, like, where I felt something go on where you didn't, only a couple times.
Right.
One was in the townhome. It was early morning to where, like, the sun's barely coming through, you know, the sun's shining through the window, and I hear kids playing, and I don't know, we were probably drinking the night before or something like that, and
Probably.
it's one of those, I'm sleeping on my stomach, and I wake up and I look, and I'm like, "Tucker," I was like, "Go downstairs and watch it," or what did I yell? I was like, "Tucker, like, be quiet, or go to bed," or something like that.
Yeah.
And I saw something like peek through our bed, and I got our bedroom door about the size of a child and run off. And I'm like, okay, whatever, you know, no big deal. And I put my head down and go back to bed, and like an hour later, you were
It was
up.
like time to wake up for the day.
Yeah,
stuff.
and I wake up, and the first thing I realize is we don't have Tucker that day.
And
He's at his dad's house.
Katara wasn't there yet.
She wasn't even
She
born
wasn't
yet.
even born yet.
That was the creepiest one. And then I've had that same place. I've had, like, in my dream, like a nightmare of something grabbing my foot and like trying to pull me out of bed.
That's a nightmare. That's
No, it felt real though. To where I was like, and got in, because if it's well known,
nightmare.
it's well known if you're in the covers, the monsters can't get you. It is well known and
That's
well
a true
documented.
fact.
Well documented.
Yes.
So
Especially in Paranormal Activity. Very well documented.
That's why they pull the covers off. Have you seen the movie that she pulls the covers off and then drags her off?
Yeah, but if the ghost can just drag off the covers, then you're not safe under the covers.
You better hold on to them shits. And then what happened recently? Not the nightmare thing, because I woke up with a nightmare that was like freaked me the fuck out. But
Recently?
remember the one where we called Kyle the next day and was like, Kyle, I had a dream about you.
Oh yeah. So creepy.
Speaking of nightmares,
Oh my god.
If you guys are Netflix fans, we love the show Meat Eater.
Love it.
So
It's a hunting show.
I grew up. My dad's a very outdoorsy person. I grew up fishing. I grew up shooting guns, hunting from time to time. But I wasn't like 100% engulfed in the hunting because I played a lot of sports and my dad was like a big game hunter and that's football season. You know, I'm always playing football. I got games and stuff like that. So for a big portion of my life, I didn't enjoy that. I wanted to go, but then I never could.
It wasn't a priority.
It kind of wasn't a priority. And then once I graduated, it kind of fell off until I would say 4 or 5 years ago. I tried to really get back into it, and you know, it's something me and my dad both enjoy, and it's something that like I think it's like a bonding experience with me and him. And I've never been hunting with anybody else but my dad, so it's kind of nice to really keep that. And now that I have kids, try to get them involved with it. So I'm watching this hunting show, and it's a really good show.
It's a great show. I actually really enjoy it.
It's not like any other run-of-the-mill hunting show where it's just they
Sometimes
walk
very
up and they're like,
graphic,
oh, there he is, and they shoot him. And, you know, they'll go an episode without killing anything, with barely seeing anything. You know, and it really is a true essence of like what a real hunt's like. And we're obsessed with it. It's a great show. We've been watching it.
It's like our every night show together.
To like go to bed to almost.
Yeah.
Well, Jess is asleep. Jess goes to bed.
And
And I stay up and I like watch an episode of this, and
I started out watching the episode with you.
you fell asleep on the couch.
Yeah.
And
then I went into the bedroom and went to bed.
they were grouse hunting or something like that.
Yes.
And she goes to bed. I think she's dead to the world. I watch an episode.
I was dead to the
I watch another episode. I brush my teeth. I go and lay down, and I'm at the point where I'm not tired enough where I just hit the pillow and fall asleep, because I can fall asleep very
That's
easily.
normal. That's the norm, Jimmy.
Yes. So I kind of like lay and I'm resting and I'm trying to figure out, like I'm almost debating on turning the TV back on in the bedroom, and all of a sudden she's like, and she's tossing and turning, and I'm like, babe, you all right? Like, I thought you were sleeping. You awake? And she's like, quit. She's like, the birds. And I'm like, what?
I feel like I can't escape you or something like that.
Yeah, she's like, you won't stop shooting them, the birds. She's like, the feathers are getting in my mouth. And I'm like, what? Obviously she's asleep now, and I'm like, you need to wake up. And I shake her. I'm like, hey, what are you doing? And she wakes up and she's like, what? And I'm like, what are you doing? You were just screaming about how I was getting feathers and sticks in your mouth. I was like, do I need to take a break from Maneater?
Yeah,
Like, she's grounded from Maneater right now.
It felt very real.
It was crazy.
Like, very
she
real.
She is not a sleep talker or anything like that. So it was, I thought she was like frustrated that she couldn't fall asleep. So I'm like, what's going on? And then all of a sudden she's like, the feathers are in my mouth. And I'm like, what? And she's like, and branches.
I could taste it.
You're shooting them all over the place. Just stop it. And I'm like, what?
It was so vivid. It was like I was trying to run away from you guys, and you kept chasing me and shooting the birds over my head. So it was like their blood and their guts would get on me, but then like all the branches on their way down, like as they were falling out of the tree, was like getting inside of my clothing and in my mouth. And I like couldn't, it was like you guys were like chasing me to kill them over me.
Naturally.
It was insane.
So when you do go bird hunting,
I don't.
We need a person like that.
You need someone who's going to chase me?
Normally it's a dog's job.
To run and go get the dead bird and take on the dog?
But we don't have a dog. So I was gonna think Cody, but since you're dreaming about it, we might need
I already
you.
know what to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So. Well, what do you think?
I think this was a terrible episode, and I don't think we're very funny. And I don't know if people are gonna really want to watch us.
Well, that was very real, babe.
Is that what you were trying to ask me?
I was just trying to ask, like, if you wanted to elaborate on anything, but yeah, we can talk about how real. Let's get real. So, as you can tell, we're new to this, and
I'm very skeptic.
she's very skeptic, and in my
because
eyes,
we're not famous.
well, and in my eyes, if no one watches this, we're still having fun, and yeah, I mean, I think this is something fun to do that I get to spend time with you.
Yeah.
So, like I said,
I think we should do funny stuff though, like skits, like dances, and be goofy and like give people a reason to laugh. Like my favorite thing to do in the morning and right before bed is to go on Facebook and watch all the funny videos of people. Like I'm not a good speaker. Like I'd rather make people laugh. It's like we should be those
so
types.
do you want to wear a duck outfit next time?
Sure. I think we should wear the dinosaur outfits and wrestle.
I would so be you.
Well, I mean that's kind of cheating because you were like, you've been trained.
But
But I'll street fight you. I don't give a fuck.
yeah, you'll bite and scratch. So,
Where?
all right, I think we're good. You want to say goodbye to everybody?
Goodbye, everybody.
Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you next week.